you, but yet for the first time ever, we are live on Millions. For anybody who does not know me from Millions, I am Jake, representing the Fighting Queens, and today we have a guy who's pretty much up and coming, a guy that you do not want to mess with, a guy who's going to have his name written down in the future of this sport. Please help me welcome my guest at this time, Mr. Drew Carter. Drew, what's going on, man?
Man, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm a little bit nervous. I ain't gonna lie, but you know what? The fact I have the opportunity to get a chance to talk to you, man, it's an honor. It's a blessing. How have things been going, by the way?
Yes, sir. Man, things been well, man. Uh, moving on up, moving forward, things are going well. Just I wanted this interview because I wanted to let the world know I'm still fighting. Uh, kind of been a little bit low key, a little bit getting things transferred over back home. Moving back to the city, gonna start fighting out at Caveman in Kansas City, Missouri, out there in Raytown, Missouri. So
Yeah.
this year, looking forward to seeing, you know, to you know, letting everybody know what's about to happen, man. Also, man, I'm going to be coaching as well, so I'm going to be fighting and coaching at the same time. So I got to put it, I got to set a good example, represent my kids, represent my wrestlers, and represent myself. So I got to put on the show all year. That's my biggest goal this year, man. Put on the show. Also move back home so my family can watch me too. So it's a big year, man.
Man, it sounds like a very big year for sure. And of course, you know what? Let's go ahead and get things started. So, we all get inspired by what we do best. Me when it comes to interviewing, you when it comes to fighting. So, what inspired you to start fighting?
Well, fighting's pretty much like runs in my blood. It's pretty much like part of my family. Like I have a family full of wrestlers, family full of boxers, family full of football players, family full of athletes. So uh, I'm kind of just the black sheep of the family. So kind of pretty much been the only one to go far in wrestling. I still want to use my technique, man. That's why I joined the MMA world. Still want to use my technique. Want to do jiu-jitsu, learn those new things, advance my technique so that way, I can become even way better than when I was, so and fighting, wrestling, that's pretty much the thing that, when you start doing things like that, man, hey, you start thinking like, hey, maybe I can do something else with it. I already went to
Yeah.
college to wrestle, and I was already motivated. I started training when I was in college. So I was, training basic, MMA stuff, basic jiu-jitsu stuff. And, I was kind of debating on going, but after a while I was just like, you know what, I'm graduating from school. Let's go to the MMA world. Let's do this. So 3 years later, I was just like, you know what, we're going to join the elite gym. And we did that. So
That's awesome.
ever since I was a kid, man. Always been to those fight movies. You already know my boy Bruce Lee, my boy Wei Che. You already know my boys. So
Oh, yeah.
I watched them growing up, like Jet Li and them. And I've learned that fighting isn't just about hurting someone, bro. Fighting is about this. It's about having heart. It's about relaxing yourself. It's fighting is basically to keep you from killing the other person. It keeps you relaxed, man. Like seriously, in the real world.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm fighting.
Man,
So
I really like that. I really like that for sure. And the one thing I can say is, as far as the sport, I mean, you got to think about pioneers of MMA at least. You look at guys like Rampage Jackson, Chuck Liddell, Brock Lesnar, so many guys that have helped made MMA to be what it is. Is there any like a group of guys that you kind of look up to, as you started learning all this MMA stuff?
oh yeah, so hey man, like I told man, I started looking at my boy Mighty Mouse, man. Like I said, you I mean, you look at those dagger skin guys too, man. All of those guys too. I love all those guys. But my boy
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse, man, he's the legend. He's the one I'll pick out of everybody else because, like I said, He shows that it doesn't matter how tall or big you are, fast or whatever you think you are. He shows that, and another guy is John Jones. Like
Yeah,
this man has no fear in his heart, no fear. Like, and I keep telling him, like, man, when you're a wrestler, man, or whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Like, if you know what you're doing, you're going to do it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like Mighty Mouse, like, he knows the technique. Period. Like he has it down like a book. You know what I'm saying? John Jones has it down like a book. So it's like, or seeing those Dagestan guys, they have it down. They have the wrestling down to a limit, to where they know
yeah,
they whole entire slogan is no mercy, I don't want to be touched. You feel me? So
yeah.
those guys have those mindsets, and those are the guys I've always watched. I watched Conor McGregor and all those other guys, but I always have my eyes on Mighty. So
Man, that's a really good name because if you think about it too, looking back at Demetrius Johnson's career, I mean he was unstoppable in the UFC to where he just gave up UFC, go over to one, and he was still undefeated, retire as a champion. It's crazy
that's right.
how Mighty Mouse has brought the game. And you talk about John Jones. I was watching the other day the rivalry that him and Daniel Cormier had at the time too. If you remember those two guys, they
Yep,
were beefing out a
that's right.
lot.
That's right.
Oh my goodness! Like if you remember the press
Hmm.
conference they had,
That's
they was
right.
being in each other's faces, try to fight each other even before the fight. And you know what? If we do see John Jones
Right,
return,
exactly.
I know
Yeah.
you're gonna be one happy fan.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. Man, I'm telling you, boy, I'll be telling people, like, man, they like, look, listen, man, people go into the fight world and they think it's literally about knocking someone out. No.
Yeah,
That's why you gotta watch somebody like John Jones, because he's not just walking in there doing all this extra, he's walking in there like, all right, just need to stretch. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be any of this, oh, well, I gotta do this and that. Oh, you should already be ready. You shouldn't be getting ready. You should already be ready. That's the only thing
yeah,
about some people that don't understand, is that when you walk into the cage, it's just you and hey, it's you and him. So when
yeah,
I walk into the cage now, I look at it like I'm on the mat now. That's how I look at it. So how I can tell you is that my first kickboxing match this year, man, like, I was nervous the first one, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't that I was nervous, it's that my adrenaline was going so much to where I was just letting it loose. So,
yeah,
knocked the first guy out, and then the second one I had a longer fight, smoker. And that fight I needed, so it can show me, you're gonna be in competition with people that not as good as you, or not as talented as you, or better than you. So, and that's going to happen. So it's about staying on your feet and being able to balance whatever it is that's going on in that moment. And it's about the timing. Like, you have to time every punch and kick. You know what I'm saying? You have to bait your opponent in, bring them to you. And
yeah,
that's one thing for sure. Like I said, man, I transitioned from the wrestling to kickboxing, and I can do
yeah,
that. And now I do it in MMA too now, because, man, like I said, man, I've been training this for a while, and I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This Everything that I have, all this technique and all that, man, stuff was gifted to me, man. It's all
yeah,
gifted. It's all gifts. It's nothing that I have to train. It's all gifted to me. Wrestling, all the fighting techniques, every single one. And I literally, now I'm just now learning all this stuff. So now that I'm learning what my gifts are, I've actually got really talented at, like, stuff like Muay Thai,
yeah.
or understanding a lot more about jiu-jitsu. So other than that, man, like I said, if you can balance out a whole wrestling season, you can balance out a whole few months of training and get ready to fight.
I,
It's
de-
that simple.
I definitely follow that. I didn't mean to cut you off. My apologies.
So, yeah. Oh, you good?
But
But
one thing I can say is that
other things is
oh
though.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you keep going. You keep going.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I guess maybe it's the connection. Maybe I guess I'm lagging a little bit. I don't know, but my apologies for keep cutting you off, man. My apologies.
You good. You good.
But the one thing I definitely want to talk about is that what you talk about training a lot, and that brings up a really good question. At times there's great parts about training, but then there's times where training can be so difficult. So, from your perspective, what has been the hardest part about training?
Um, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna keep it 100. Probably the nutrition. Uh, it's a hard. Everything else is cool. The nutrition part, I have it down. Man, it's weird, man. It's like a back and forth thing. You know, when you're a kid and you just kind of like, the sugar was just kind of your thing. That's how I am. I have a really issue like hard time not having like sugar or having like fried foods. And like I'm really good at what I'm really like I eat well. The only problem, you know, I have to start learning to keep myself disciplined that way. I've disciplined myself enough to where I know how to eat and keep myself to where I'm like, all right, well, I'm hungry, but I don't need to, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to eat, but I don't want to eat to where I'm satisfied. I want to eat to where I don't feel hungry. That's kind of
Yeah,
how I've always seen it. But then there's just sometimes you just get carried away and you just like, all right, especially when you're cutting weight. I think I cut like 20 pounds this early this year. So, I mean, I still got to cut like 15 pounds here when I get back home. Start at the fight gym next week. So, uh, my nutrition's alright. It's going well. It's pretty good now. I just got to stay and be careful and stay away from sugars and you know just those things where I had a hard time with in high school wrestling as well. But other than that, weight management is cool. When it's showtime though, I mean I do pretty well with my nutrition. I stay on a balanced diet, stay conditioned. I fast in a lot as well, so that pretty much helps it as well. So
oh yeah, for sure, and I definitely do respect that more than you know. And the one thing I can say is that with every fighter, I don't care if you're a pro or amateur, we all gotta have something that motivates us, whether if it's for training camp or fight week. So my question to you is: do you ever have that that go to on fight camp at least, like music or anything that you do during your free time?
yeah, so like on my free time, man, to be honest, like I usually just be running, or like the music I listen to, like I'll keep making like a playlist, a workout playlist, and I'll
Yeah,
just sit there and listen to the music and listen to like some of the lyrics they're saying. The music that you listen to. See, what I do is I'll play back the music that I was listening to when I was in high school to motivate me. And then I listen to the lyrics now, and then I'm start listening to them and I'm like, oh, so this is a motivational song right here. This song
yeah,
right here is telling me that it's giving me more strength and more energy to keep moving because it's about the frequency of it.
yeah,
So if this song is giving me good frequency, I'm gonna warm up to it. So I
yeah,
just pretty much meditate uh in the sun, I'm about spirit, mind, soul, and the body. So that's what I'm about, relaxing. So I take my time out to do that, talk to the God, do all that, and make sure I stay balanced. Um, Other than that, yeah. So the music that I listen to, man, is relaxing, some good frequencies, uh, brings good energy. You
yeah.
know, that's what you
I,
want. Other than that,
I
the
think.
most motivating thing that I do as well is routine.
Yeah. That's definitely to agree because the one thing I can say is that we all need some sort of good motivation to help us keep ourselves going. And the one thing I definitely think that a lot of things that definitely need to be talked about when it comes to sport is the impact that fighting makes on us, not only just in the physical aspects, but of course in the mental aspects. So my question to you is, how much has sport helped you out mentally?
Well, honestly, like, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, man, sports has helped me so much. That's the only thing I've ever known. That's the main thing I've ever known. Like every other, listen, I'm gonna say this. Like every other struggling kid in the ghetto, sports is the only thing that has kept me out of trouble. It's kept me in shape. It's kept me mentally good and physically good.
Yeah,
And the only sport that has done that for me is wrestling. And you know why? Because nobody understands that wrestling is one of the most toughest ones out there. It's one of the toughest sports.
yeah,
So, yeah, I played some football. It was alright, but I don't want to. I'm an individual. I'm an introvert. I like to be just, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
independent. So
yeah,
when I got into the fight room, I got motivated, man. Like I said, when I was a kid, though, already, I was already motivated as a little kid by these guys watching them. So then when I start seeing that wrestlers was going into MMA and, you know, jiu-jitsu, and I was like, oh, so this is how most of these guys keep going. Okay. So I'm gonna go try this out. And ever since then, man, I've been motivated, been ready, been, you know, just feeling like I'm fighting. I'm gonna be fighting to where I'm literally getting ready to go pro. And that's literally what my routine is for. My routine is so that way I can get ready to go pro. That's why I routine the way I do. That's why I eat. That's why I sleep. That's why I work out every day. That's why I run every day. It's so that way I can get to the top like I've been predicting myself. You know, so that's pretty much how I look at it.
I definitely respect that for sure. And for anybody who is struggling, as far as the mental side of things, because if you follow me on Fighting Queens, I always talk about how serious the sport has made an impact on us in such a mental way. And if you're struggling, I mean, go do what Drew was doing. I mean, he went from
Yeah,
wrestling now to fighting, and I can tell you this. That this sport can do many great things as far as mentally, and it's a really great thing that we all need to do. I mean, you don't have to go and
that's right.
train to go fight. I mean, you don't have to go and train to be part of something. If you want to do it just to help you out, then by all means, go give it a try. Because I'm telling you this right now, it's
That's
okay
right.
to not be okay at the end of the day. Because we all need something that can help us motivate us at the end of the day. And I'm telling you this: whether if you're in West Virginia like I am, or
That's
in
right.
Kansas City, Missouri like Drew is, it doesn't matter what gym you go to. Go be a part of it. Because I'm telling you this right now: if you're not being loved by your own family, and then go to any sort of gym that you're trying to go train for, and then that family will love you.
That's right. That's right. And I just wanted to give a shout out to the Elite Sports Gym, to Coach Ernest. Because I'm not going to lie to you, that man literally taught me, he helped me clean up my technique a lot more. So I just want to give him a shout out and tell him how thankful I am for him for helping me out. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. This town that I live in, that I was living in where I was fighting at, I didn't want to live here, but that gym was the only reason why I stayed here. That
Yeah.
gym is the only reason why I stayed here. That was it.
Well,
I struggled while I
it's,
was here, man, but I'm getting here. So, uh, but other than that, yes, sir. I appreciate you for your time, man. Absolutely. I will be fighting this year, getting ready. You probably see me. I will be coaching as well at the high school. So other than that, uh, get ready to see me in action.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Hey, I know you got a lot of things to do before we leave. Do you have social media for anybody that can get a chance to follow you on any platforms or anything besides Millions?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at the real underscore Drew Tone. You can add me on Facebook at Drew Carter the third. That's it. Other than that, let's get to the top, y'all.
Hey, let's get to the top, man. I'm very excited. Drew, man, thank you so much for being my first interview on Millions, man. I hope I did a great job at least, and it's definitely an honor. It's definitely a huge blessing, and I wish
Yes,
you
sir.
nothing
You
but
did
the best of
awesome.
luck this year, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Hey, you did good. You did a good job, bro. Take it easy, man.
Hey, take it easy. God bless you, man.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Drew Carter in our first interview on Millions. It was a great time, and guys, if you heard him, go follow him on both Instagram and Facebook. We have another interview coming up, and it's going to be on Millions only. So make sure you follow us on Millions because we have something special for you guys. But until then, as far as the YouTube and Millions side, for Drew Carter, I am Jake saying so long, and we'll see you guys next time.